Well, hello, Miss Annie.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good, very good.
Mm. So today, it's so funny. You came to a body class that I facilitated, a 3-day body class in London, like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
yeah.
And you had said to Debbie, she was like, "Oh, if anyone wants to do a testimonial," and you were like, "I will."
I didn't
And
know it was at the time.
yeah, we didn't even know what it was, but you were like, "I'll do it." So today we're going to have a very, I would say, candid conversation. You're one of these. I don't even want to really call you a teenager because it doesn't fit you energetically. Um, you're one of the people that I consider myself whew, honored to know. I absolutely adore you. I just think you're just one of the most beautiful little gifts to our planet. And even if you did nothing, you are a success just by being present on this planet. And that's what I know about you. And yeah, and so basically, yeah, where would you like to go? What would you like to say? Because I don't want to move this conversation anywhere you'd like to go. So you came and you did foundation.
Yeah.
Do you want to say what that was like?
Um, well, it was very exciting because it was like my first one, and it was sort of like going over all the basics and
Yeah.
not really the basics because access isn't really basic, but it was just really exciting because I was just finding out all the stuff that my mum was doing, and it was sort of one of those things to find out what was going on in my life and like what certain things meant, what behaviors I was showing and what that meant, like what entities or stuff, and how to clear them. It was just sort of like knowing how to deal with the stuff that I feel.
Okay, it's so funny. We'll just start gently then, Annie, you know. This is what I love about Annie. Like she says to me, "How come people don't recognize that everything is energy?" I'm like, Miss Annie, you may have like a different way of looking at the world. So when she says entity clearance, is that um so some of us, me an example, have massive awareness of beings without bodies, being in bodies, everything is energy. And so this is something that we're not educated on schools. Oh my God, Annie, what would it take? What would it take? So some of us, it can have an adverse effect on our thinking and even our physiology if we don't recognize we've capacities to deal with everything is energy. If someone dies, they have a residue energy. Their body goes into the earth and is recycled energy. And sometimes they might have a residue, and people like Annie and I are very aware of these energies, and we weren't educated how to deal with them. And Access Foundation deals with that really. It teaches you that yeah, you are aware of energies and you have a capacity to deal with energies. And we have gifts and capacities that do not fit into the normal line of thinking, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if we don't deal with these energies, a lot of the times we end up thinking that there's something wrong with us, or am I messed up, which was my point of view because I had massive entity awareness. And sometimes it can be a curse instead of a gift. And when you start seeing it as a gift that you're aware of all energies and you use these tools, then it actually allows you to what? What did it allow for you?
Um, being aware.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Being
well, being aware, but not having tools to deal with what you're aware of.
it was a lot. It was overwhelming.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like being a different person because you're aware of so many things and you think it's yours, and you just like you act on from that. It's like
yeah, 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 yeah. Oh my God, I can totally identify with that. That you know you have these funky energies like today I was aware of like this crying energy. I was like,
Well,
what is this? You were
me,
too?
I wrote it in my diary. I perceived so much sadness this morning.
That is so funny because I was like, okay, Rachel, you've got a million ways that you've a million reasons to cry, and you've one reason to not. And my one reason to not is I have a beautiful life. For what reason would I like to be lying on the bed crying instead of talking to you or creating a living that works for me? That is so interesting.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, so this is one of the things around foundation is that I'll come on and I'll talk to Annie and I'll be like, hey, I was really aware of sadness. And she'd be like, yes, so was I, you know? And we're that connected to the earth or to people, you know, that people might be sad about like COVID injections, they could be sad about people dying, they could be beings that have died and they're looking to talk to their loved ones. And we're like, okay, I'm going to cry on the bed right now. And you don't even ask the question,
Who does this belong to? Or is this mine?
is this mine? My personal favorite too, which you learn in the foundation. So the foundation takes you through the basic. It's a 92-page manual which you could read forever. And after the foundation, you can come and do this 3-day body class. Now, body processes, tell me.
Tell you about what?
What it created for you, what it gifted to you, your body, your life.
Well, having it done to me, it sort of cleared everything out, everybody else's stuff. So I was acting from myself and my thoughts, and
Genius.
and doing doing it to someone else, like my mum. She sprained her ankle in a pothole in our garden, trying to step up a really high step, and she was limping and really hurting, and she asked my dad to do cellular memory on her.
I love it.
Body process. She didn't specifically say cellular memory, but I said that I could do it because my dad didn't do the body class. So I said, would you like me to do cellular memory? And we just sat on the bed watching TV, and I did it, and after that the pain literally just went away.
It makes no cognitive sense whatsoever. You run these processes, you have a pain in your stomach, or for me, I fibroid cysts on my uterus, and they were gone. They were gone within the space of a few months. So, what about like, what's it like for you when you get that sense of peace and space? How did that impact? Okay, so how did it impact when you thought all of this shite was yours? And how did it impact you then when you realized that you're all this space?
Well, when I thought it was all mine, I mean, what do you mean? Like, how did it impact me when I thought it was mine?
Yeah, so basically, you know, the way how I'll tell you about how it impacted me, okay? Like how it impacted me when I thought it was all mine was, it was like swimming through a sludge. It was like everything was wrong, everything was heavy, everything was dense, everything was like, oh. And then when I had the body work done on me, it was like, huh? I'm this lightness and I'm this subtlety of energy and I'm this space. And all this density isn't even mine, that I'm picking up on other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And the only way that I can be affected by it is when I buy into it. So the impact that it had on me in my life is I went from being depressed and, oh my goodness me, like so much stuff going on with food, and to actually creating my life whereby I can get to the space where I can travel to London and facilitate classes and create a global business. You know what? So that's a big impact. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, for me, before I had all of this done, it was just sort of like it was acting without thinking. Like I didn't
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah.
You told me think of what this would create. I didn't understand like what it would create because I didn't have that ability to think that far ahead. Well,
Wow.
I did. I just had to like uncover it. And when I had like before, let me start that again. Before I had all this done for me, It was just sort of like I couldn't do anything right, and I was creating my life was going literally downhill. Everything was getting taken away. I was breaking the relationship between me and my parents, me and my sisters. And after I had the body work, it was just sort of like the next day when I woke up, I was just like, wow, I feel so different. Like I haven't woken up this way in ages. And
Oh,
if I feel that I want to do something really bad, I can't stop myself from having these thoughts, but I can tell myself, okay, you've come this far, don't break it all now. Don't go
totally.
back. Don't do this. Or you can do this. You are amazing. You are capable of getting through this, and it's not worth it. Like, what are you really gonna do if you don't do it right now, when you can do it, like if you ask your parents? Like, don't go on YouTube when you can ask your parents. It's not like you're gonna do anything bad.
Totally. And I think you said something, and I don't think that we're educated in this. And what do I mean by, I don't, for me as a child, first of all, this space whereby that you look at what your actions now create for your future and how they may destroy your relationships. That was something that I certainly wasn't educated in. You know what I mean? I get that your generation have been this kind of entrained to be like a fast fix, get what I want now. You know what I mean? So I get this leading into the future and looking at, hey, is this what I would like to have? The thing that makes me happy more than anything else is that you woke up happy. Yeah. No, when Annie is yawning, we've all capacities to clear energies. Just ask, oh, is that my body's way of changing the energies, you know? So for me, it's like to have relationships that you're cared for is beautiful. But you know what the most important thing is, Annie?
What?
To be able to care for yourself.
Yeah.
Truly, isn't it? It's just like one of the most important things is to care for yourself. It really is. It really, really, really is. Yeah. So all kids are free to access classes. Um, just so that everybody knows. You look so gorgeous in your blue today. You're like a little mermaid. And all kids are free to classes and they have to come with a parent that's consenting, of course. Anything else that you would like to say, or have we came what we came here to talk about?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So check out accessconsciousness.com. It contributed to me, it added to me, gave me tools to deal with the level of awareness I function from. One thing I would like to finish with, if it's okay, Annie. I remember me and you were talking because we talk quite a bit. And I said to you, you know, there's two choices in every moment. You can judge yourself, but is that an energy that you really want in your life? And how does, for me, when I'm judging myself, I don't want to be living in that world, to be honest. When I'm being kind and caring to myself and I'm moving true to that, no matter what judgments are coming up, that's where everything works. So what Annie is talking about is in her relationship to herself, the self-judgment falls away and you actually, do you like you now? I like you. So my point of view is, why wouldn't we? There's something not working on our planet. I think you probably, like, you know, you probably see it this way as well. There's something not working on our planet if kids are judging themselves, not liking themselves and destroying themselves. There's something that there has to be some thought form creating this. And we both know that something else is possible. Cool. Thanks for your time, Miss Annie.
Thank you for having me.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.